This is your 2019 Volvo V60 Cross Country. Perks, quirks, and irks. So right off the bat, a definite perk for me is the front end design. Cool perk is that the Thor's Hammer Day Runners are also your turn signals. Really big, really bright, and people will know exactly where you're going. Hopefully you will put them on. The big difference here up front is that there's 8.3 inches of ground clearance opposed to the 5.8 inches of ground clearance in the non-cross country, which is just the regular V60. Let's go around the side. So we get 20-inch wheels as a paid upgrade. Out of the box they come as 18-inch wheels, and the big difference here as far as a visual tell is you get the plastic cladding around the front wheels and along the rear wheels, and that's your really a strong differentiator versus the cross country as opposed to not. And there's a nice straight ahead shot. Sorry, not straight ahead, that's not true at all. There's a nice side profile of the vehicle. Again, very, very similar to the regular V60. And kind of a well, let's call it a quirk. The word cross country is in the bumper in the back, and it's kind of etched in. There's no color in it. There's no way of showing it is a pronounced way. It's back there, and I'll put the camera back a little bit and you can't even tell. So Volvo is really good with that kind of stuff. They're not big and they're flashy. Sorry, not big and not flashy. There's your V60 logo, Volvo logo, and the T5. Interestingly, you can only get one engine with this, and that is the T5 engine, which is a turbo 4, 250 horse, 258 pound-feet of torque. A lot of perks back here. So let's open up the trunk, power trunk. So you have your sunshade, which is great, and there's a rail here so you can have it set up high. And the benefit of having it up high is if you want to put something in here, you just fold that up, and it's fairly sturdy. Like, it's not going to move all that much, and you can put something in there if you don't want it to move around. And let's close that up. And as mentioned in the other V60 review, one hand, can we do it with one hand? Yeah, so you can pull it straight across. So before it was up, now it's straight, or if you don't need it at all one-handed, yeah, you can just get rid of it, and then it kind of folds down a bit like that. Little bit of space there for something small, and there's your spare tire. Let's close that up. Anyways, 1,400 liters of cargo space once the seats are down. And if you're like, Jay, what do they look like with the seats down? There's your right side. There's your right side. And there's your left side. Not quite flat, like there's a little bit of a raise at the end, but for the most part there's lots of space for you to put whatever it is you want, maybe some IKEA furniture. Anyways, with that wraps up the outside of the trunk. We'll be right back with a look at the inside of the 2019 Volvo V60 Cross Country. Nice little trunk closing to wrap the shot up. Oh, dual exhaust, very nice perk, love that Volvo. 2019 V60 has a very cool feature. I don't know how I'm going to do this with one hand. We'll just do that. So I got two pizzas here. The trunk is pretty big. It's going to move around. However, good old Volvo, they're smarts. This little thing that goes up, and it's pretty sturdy. So I've got one pizza there, one pizza there. Straps there will hold it in place, and that's not going to move. I'm not quite ready to go in the world of pizza delivery, but this is a very good alternative. So well done, Volvo. And then we'll just close her up. Oh, and thanks to Amadio's Pizza in Mississauga for supplying the pizza. With an inside look. So the seats are still down from the last shot, and the only way to get to your ski pass is from the rear seats. Can I do this with one hand? Yes, I can. So I'm going to open that up like that. I'm going to pull the driver's side rear seat up, and now I'm going to pull the passenger side rear seat up and pull that down, and there's your ski pass through. Or maybe something small from IKEA or something else. Drumsticks, maybe? Anyways, cool stuff here. There are your cup holders. There's some storage. There's some hidden storage. A perk. I should get better at that. There's a little pull thing here, and that's where you get some power. So that's kind of cool that it's hidden, so no dust and dirt will get stuck in there. There's your climate controls as well. Very, very nice. Heated rear seats as far as the paid option. Looking up front, fairly similar to the regular V60. Let's jump out of there, jump into here. There's another look at it. So really quickly, let's get the car started. This is a quirk for sure. Interestingly, really interestingly, I'm gonna open the window, it's a little hot. Four-way flashers are still on from the first part of the video. I'm gonna put them off because, well, that's what I do. I'm gonna put them back on. The car is running. You can tell because the RPMs are just under 1,000. I'm gonna shut the car off. The clicking and the visual cue for the four-way flashers are gone, but the four-way flashers are still on. And let's just do a little proof thing here so nothing's changed with the car. And there you see it, they're on. So maybe if you're pulled over, Volvo doesn't want you to feel any additional stress. So that's why they've made it silent. I'm gonna take this, start the car again, and take a look and take a listen. And back it comes. Love the front design, also known as the dashboard design. You know, I'm gonna keep that little flub in there. Standard stuff, nice and easy to read. Get ready for your 60 kilometers to empty fuel thing. Push the button in the middle. Again, quirky thing from the last video, circle logo. Kind of cool, kind of quirky. This doesn't have the big upgrade to the Harman Kardon stereo system. You can see there's no yellow cone in there, and you can see there's no speaker facing upwards and at you. Still a good sound system nonetheless. There's some storage. There's a little bit more storage. There are your drive modes. There's your parking brake and your automatic start stop off. Is automatic start stop off? Yeah, whether you're going to put on or off your automatic start. Anyway, standard stuff here. The cool part again, because Volvo's great. Headrest fold, so they're down from the last part of the video. Anyways, standard stuff here. Corner illumination, active bending lights. Really like that. Very helpful in getting around corners and your home screen. And some applications, driver performance, messages, and all that business. No wood trim in this V60 Cross Country the way it's been spec'd out. I believe it's iron ore from what the spec sheet had told me. But a good looking vehicle nonetheless. Big panoramic sunroof, lets lots of light in. I like that they spec this with the lighter colored leather. It's almost white, I believe they call it blonde. Doesn't heat up as much as black leather would. There's your IntelliSafe right there. Let's get to a cool quirk, and I showed you this I think last year. Anyways, rear wiper. Let me zoom in a bit and give you a better look. So look at all the fluid coming out because the washer and nozzle dispenser is integrated into the actual wiper in the rear. It's also the same way. Let me unzoom that. Yeah, so there's no nozzles there at all. A cool thing, as far as the wipers themselves go, where did it go? Right, so the wiper service position, so you push that button, and they go up and they stay up, so that way you can get to your wipers, you can get to the nozzles, and it's just a lot easier. So I'm gonna put that button off, and down they go. So very nice, very comfortable seats. You get your lumbar support forwards, backwards, up and down, typical Volvo stuff. Really love the seats. Cannot say enough about how comfortable Volvo seats are, and that's just kind of one of their telltale signs as far as what they do. They make very comfortable cars. So I think that'll wrap up the inside, and let's go for a drive, and let's end off with a shot of the logo. Yeah, be right back. The backup camera in this V60 Cross Country is incredible. Paid option for the 360 camera, which you can see right there. You can see on that side of the screen that there's a little bit of grass because I'm in a cul-de-sac, and I'm not gonna hit it, but I can just kind of see if I wanted to park as close to the curb as possible. Get rid of that sun. All right, so you're right up there. And I could get closer, but then I think I would do some damage to the vehicle, which I don't want to do. Anyways, the 360 camera is absolutely wonderful in the vehicle. A cool safety perk is if the door is closed ajar. So right now the door is closed, but not fully. You put it in reverse. Because the door is not fully closed, your 360 camera for that specific quadrant doesn't show. But I close the door fully, and now the car beside me shows up. Door is open, blacked out. Door is closed, car shows up. Driving Porsche 2019 V60 Cross Country, one engine, one trim. So as far as trims go, there's no Momentum, there's no Inscription, it's just the V60 Cross Country. As far as the engine goes, it is the 4-cylinder, and it's got 250 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque through the 8-speed automatic transmission. No paddle shifters, hooray for that, definite perk. I've never been a fan of the paddle shifters. Give me a real manual or give me nothing at all. Power-wise, yes, I had the V60 with the T6 engine last week, and that engine was great. It was crisp, it was very, very powerful, but there's something to be said for the T5. It still has plenty of power. It responds very, very well to my right foot commands, and not once did I ever have any feelings of, is there going to be enough power to get on the highway? Is there going to be enough power to do any kind of passing? So the T5 engine does very, very well. As far as the ride quality goes, yes, it's 2.5 inches higher up as opposed to the V60, which is not the cross country, and you know, I noticed a difference, and it may be because I had the vehicles back to back, but definite higher seating position. Yes, I know it's only 2.5 inches, but for me, it's still absolutely noticeable. The drive quality is really, really good. Again, great cornering, great handling, and a real comfortable ride, and that's what Volvo does very, very well. They produce great cars that are very comfortable to sit in, whether you're stuck in traffic and, you know, barely getting out of first gear, or whether it's a long road trip for a few hundred kilometers. The seats are really good, and there's no, to me, there's no fatigue factor in them. You know, I've done a couple of trips to St. Catharines, so it's a couple hundred kilometers, and no problems at all with it. It's very, very, again, very, very comfortable. And again, that's what Volvo does extremely well. As far as your infotainment, I want more hard touch buttons. I realize that's not Volvo's MO, but everything, you know, once you get used to it, is fairly easy to find. And really, just once you're on the home screen, that kind of has everything you need. So your navigation, your radio, your phone, and you could change the bottom one. So right now it's sound experience. You just slide over to the left, and you're gonna pick something else. Let's say messages, and now messages are at the bottom. I love wagons. My first car was an '87 Volvo 245 DL, and I loved it. So a bit of nostalgia here, so I'm a little attached to the wagon. But as far as functionality goes, it's pretty decent on gas. I'm at 10.8 liters per 100 kilometers. I've done maybe 650, maybe 700 kilometers this week. 60-liter tank, premium fuel, because it is a turbocharged engine. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but mentioning it now, it's a turbocharged engine. Again, the practicality of it is there is a ton of space in the back, and the rear seats aren't as uncomfortable as some of their competitors are. So good job, Volvo, on taking care of all five passengers. Yes, the middle seat person may not get the best quality, but that's just how it goes. Any car, the rear middle seat isn't going to be the greatest, but that's, I digress. You know, let's go straight into a turn to wrap up the video. My irk here is that there's only 2 USB ports, and I guess that in itself isn't really an irk, but let me just stop the car here. My irk with it is that it's in the center console, kind of tucked away. I would have rather it been here, or just you can't really see. So when I take the phone off the mount, I would have rather the USBs been there, but right now they're kind of tucked right in there. So let's put the camera back where we found it and wrap up the video. So any questions, please let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you so much for watching, and feel free to subscribe if you want to keep up to date with the latest car reviews that I do. It's one a week. All right, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned.